The struggle is over. Oh my God. Oh, y'all, the devil just been playing with us.
What? It's okay. The space station that's called.
Well, we can move. Oh, that's good. How did that work out even?
It's okay. It's okay. We're live.
Hey, y'all. Please tell everybody to come back.
Y'all, we had
the devil is busy.
The most technical difficulties just now. We've been on a computer trying to fix it for 30 minutes, like before 6 o'clock. I'm looking at the clock, people texting like, where you at? I'm like, we're coming. No, we wasn't ready today. Like, we just wasn't ready. And that's just not normal, but
we made it.
It's Saturday Friday. Like, what's up, y'all? I wish y'all could be like, woo, cheers, crowd roars. So anyway, today is Fair Game Friday.
Yes, it is.
And we got a little razzle dazzle. Yeah, already. It might do it quicker now.
Yeah, who knows?
Sidebar: if you ever have a problem with one browser, download another one and try it on there.
Yes. First of all, I'm Pierre Devon.
I'm Vicky Bro. Yeah.
And I'm Nelly P.
Jesus.
And this is as real as we
get. This is Fair Game.
Fair Game Live.
Any content.
Okay.
Okay. In case you missed it.
So first, let's apologize. Let's just bring it back. Let's be for real now.
Okay.
We apologize, y'all. Yes. Can't promise it won't happen again, but we apologize.
We're learning with you.
Yeah, Mac computers is something different.
And so the first thing is sad news. Bobbi Kristina, we really don't know what's going on with her. I mean, we know
she's not dead.
Yeah, we know her condition hasn't really gotten any better, but we don't know. People, you know, there's rumors and stuff about her, the hearse and all that. We don't know that. But it's just a tragic situation. And, you know, our first little trial run show, we talked about Bobbi Kristina. Mm-hmm. And that had just happened. It's just sad because it's kind of like, it's just sad. It's just really unfortunate. And Bobby Brown just had his kid, like last week or something.
Yeah, it was recently. And if you don't know, there were pictures of a hearse that was backing up into this tent where nobody could see inside what was in the tent. But the hearse backed up in there, and that was all we know of it. Just that picture. We don't know if she passed. We don't know anything. And Tyler Perry released an open letter today basically saying, you know, the media is so quick to report one thing or the other, just to say they're the first person who had the news, but, you know, that the family will release something when and if that time comes. And so to kind of basically just have some common courtesy and decency and backup and let the family grieve, because they're humans at the end of the day, and this is taking a toll on them. And to see it play over and over again, hearing so many times, oh, she's dead, or she's getting worse, or different things, that can be really hurtful.
And there is a lawsuit right now against Nick about foul play, and because allegedly the person that she was confiding in saying that, you know, he wasn't the man she thought he was. She was supposed to meet her that day when they got into an argument and all of this stuff. And I didn't know that her lip was busted. They said or something.
I don't know that either.
I didn't know
when they found her. So, but we're praying for their family. You're definitely on the prayer list.
And her friend did an interview. Has the interview come out yet? There was an interview. I think it's with Inside Edition or Entertainment Tonight. One of her good friends that was saying she knows all this information as far as Nick being abusive. But I don't know if we have a release date for when that interview is going to air. But we'll keep you posted.
Okay, so moving on to the Emmy nominations. We got a lot of good people.
Shout out to Taraji P. Henson and Viola Davis. Making history, basically. This is the first time that two black women have been in the category of leading actresses. So shout out to
Taraji and Viola Davis.
Yes.
That's our other side.
This side.
And Anthony Anderson got nominated for Blackish, great show. And Don Cheadle, I don't know what he got nominated for. And Queen Latifah got nominated for Bessie, which was, I didn't finish that movie. It was kind of hard to get through the first 15 minutes.
It was a rough movie. I think I caught more of the ending than I did.
Yeah, it was a lot of like girl on girl and boobs and nudity. And I don't know, I didn't stick around. But congratulations to everybody. And what else? Black Girls Rock.
Of course.
Monet Davis won the Breakout Athlete. You know, she's like 14, 15 years old.
And she's
gorgeous. She looks so pretty.
So
I know, her little dress.
Y'all, she's gorgeous.
She's
really cute.
For music, Future, his Dirty Sprite 2 album dropped today. I seen a lot of people talking about that it's good, and I was talking to this one guy today, and he was like, the fact that he is allegedly upset about what's going on with Sierra and Russ. He was like, that caused him to make the best music. Brother dropped 3 mixtapes and an album. Like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I just saw a meme about that.
Yeah, like.
That's why Charlamagne said Sierra has a curse anyway. So Future had to get up off the curse to get back popping.
But
I don't believe it. I'm just
also, Seven Streeter, her album is coming out. It's a free album.
Yeah, today.
And she has a song with B.O.B. What's it called?
Shoulda known better. Should have
been here.
Should have
been here. And the video was like, it's a lyric video. And it's really cute. It's dope. Y'all should go check it out. But her album, what is her album called?
Should have been here.
That's the album, part 1?
Yeah.
And that's the song. Because it's a part 1 album.
Because she said that basically she made a whole lot of music and she wanted us to hear it. So she released this before she's going to put out everything else.
Okay, yeah. So that's all I have for the music. And also, did y'all see how they was mad that the Rolling Stones, Kim Kardashian was on the Rolling Stones magazine, kept talking about music. That's neither here nor there.
The Barrettes, she joined the Ricky Smiley cast. Last week we reported that Claudia Jordan was no longer with them, and now the Barrette has replaced them, who used to be on there anyway when she would be out of town and stuff. I like the Barrette. Like, she's funny, and, she got a little smart mouth. It's funny. Like,
yeah, she do.
I think, from what I've seen, a lot of people are receptive and excited about having her on the show.
Yeah, sure.
So moving on that to a serious. Eric Garner, his case was settled, and the state of New York is giving them $5.9 million. And it's also been a year that everything happened. So we continue to pray for Eric Garner and his family. And just because you give $5.9 million doesn't take anything away from what happened, but it does help the financial burdens that could come and that the debt that they may be in for trying to bury him or however it may go. But either way, it's not full justice, but I mean, money does help. So
hopefully they spend it wisely, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And they can set themselves up pretty good if they.
Most definitely. $5.9 million. They need to get
a financial advisor.
Yeah, because some people see that and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Celebrities, it happens all the time.
And,
speaking of money.
50 Cent filed bankruptcy. Boy. And let me tell you first thing.
He's being smart about what
he's doing. Like, the stuff, that's how I know I need to be on the radio and stuff. Because people just sound so dumb. And I feel like I expect you to be, like, if you're reporting for BET, don't try to throw a jab or a joke in about 50 Cent when you could actually, quote unquote, educate people about filing bankruptcy. Like, black people think that when you file bankruptcy, you're broke. First of all, you file it as a precautionary measure, to protect yourself and your assets that you do have. Donald Trump done filed bankruptcy like 5-7 times, but nobody don't say that. But 50 Cent basically did that because he lost 2 big lawsuits. And he still has a lot of money, a lot of equity, he's worth a lot, and he's protecting it. People are like, oh, you not broke.
Oh my God.
Google it and find out what it means.
He don't have no money. And it's like, y'all, 50 Cent got
He's a businessman. He has his hands in so many different pies. He's not broke.
So just because you see the word bankruptcy does not mean that somebody is flat out broke. Especially not 50 cents. Like, that don't even make sense. To think that a freaking 50 Cent just overnight went bankrupt, lost his money. Like, no, y'all.
Yeah, and really when you go bankrupt, like, even like people will be saying like Tony Braxton or something, you get to write off stuff so that you don't have to owe the people that's trying to take all your money type of thing. So it like makes sense.
So he's making smart moves.
Yeah, shout out to 50 Cent. So maybe y'all will learn something.
Next on the list, Chris Brown, watch the company you keep. Chris Brown's house, his new house.
New house. 2 weeks.
Got raided by allegedly friends. And his aunt was there while it happened, and they held her at gunpoint. Now, the updated story is that he got paid $50,000 in cash the night before for doing the show, and people knew about that. People that he was with obviously knew about that, and the next day he was leaving out. And they probably would have known that.
They're also saying that the club promoter had something to do with it, saying that he didn't make enough money back and he got some people to go get the money back.
Okay.
I heard that this morning.
Well, either way, they ransacked the house. They held the aunt at gunpoint.
In the closet.
And it's either way.
You gotta get some better security, some better cameras.
Yeah, this should not be happening. Like you make
fool
too
me
much money
once,
to not have.
shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on Curtis.
Well, then they also said the baby mama's boyfriend had something to do with it. So she can prove that it's not a safe environment for her daughter.
You never know.
You don't never know. But either way, whether
things.
it's a motive, whether it's a stranger, whether somebody did it, if you have security and stuff put in place, those people don't get to make those moves.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that it wasn't a random though. Ain't no random person trying to go rob
his house
celebrities.
is brand new.
And nobody, right, so his house is brand new. You don't know where he lives. You know everything about this house out the blue. Like, I almost feel like it probably couldn't even been a promoter.
And he moved there because of the last incident. Really, he wanted to start fresh and all that.
Somebody walking the perimeter, gates, everything.
And shout out to my sister because she texted me when this happened and she was like, I feel like Chris Brown needs his own segment on Fair Game.
Right, because we always got something to say about
We
him.
ain't talked about him in a while ever since him.
But he cool though, so
yeah.
shoot, I ain't
might be on next week. And Suge Knight, you know, that's my favorite story to report. What happened? I don't know. What he said he
allegedly has a tumor, and his toilet flushes. His toilet flushes on his own, which indicates that the tumor is kind of making him delusional. Either way, this man is gonna do all the stops. This man is gonna do anything and everything
life
to get
himself. He's pulling out all the stops to try to get some excuses and some pleas and all that, and it's hilarious.
Yes, he's gonna do any and everything to try to get his life together.
Pretty much.
Aaron said, thank God. But and after Suge Knight, that's it, right? That's all we got in case you missed it.
Yeah. But I do have an event for us to talk about real quick if y'all want to go. First of all, there's live music everywhere in Charlotte on the weekends in the summertime. At the Wine Vault all the time at University. The what's that place called? I can't think of it, but it's on 10 Roof. 10 something in Epicenter. They have live music all the time too.
Yeah, they do.
But anyway, Freedom Park has the Summer Jazz Festival at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And I don't know if anybody likes breweries, but a lot of people I went to school used to go to like brewery tours, and you get free beer and stuff. They have one in Nodi at 5 o'clock, a brewery tour. And at Old Mecklenburg Brewery at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. So if you ain't doing nothing else, you can go down there. And I feel like there was one more thing, but I can't remember it. So we'll just scratch it. Wait, we're gonna scratch it.
You'll remember later.
Yeah.
You'll let them know. But you have a couple things to do.
Good too.
You got options.
Really good. But I'll tell y'all if I remember.
Well, moving into the topic before we get to the topic, the segue that's going to lead us in there. We back at Black Women Rock again, and today, the Black woman who rocks is...
I remember. It's not on this weekend, but it's this week. Margarita Day. So you can go on the border on the 24th, I think, and you get $2 margaritas, unlimited salsa and chips if you...
Oh, yes, I love chips and salsa.
Queso, all that. So, yeah.
Okay, so back to the black girls who rock, the black woman that rocks. Her name is Janice Bryan Howard, and I don't know if y'all might have seen the article or not. I seen it a lot on Facebook. I seen it on Instagram. But basically, she's rocking out, and she's 62 years old, and she is the first African American woman to own a $1 billion business, and it's called Act One Group, and it's basically a staffing agency. She helps people get jobs, and she's made over $1 billion in her own business doing this.
And she started it like 40 years ago, so who knows when she reached $1 billion? We're just not hearing about it. But she was talking about, like in the article, she was talking about how, at that time, women starting something was not popular, wasn't well received. Mm-hmm. And she was saying, people may have obstacles now, but it's way better than, it was for her. And I just think it's like good to, show. And she's from North Carolina. Did you tell that?
She's from North Carolina.
She's from North Carolina.
Tarboro.
Yes. And I just think it's good to show, people doing great things. We don't get to hear about it.
And the first African American woman, that's big.
Yeah, and they said she started the company with like $900. Like, she put her all into it. Started the company, and now she's known, as far as like helping people get jobs and stuff, she's all over the place. Like 75 cities. Like, you can say her name somewhere, and people just like, oh, shoot.
I should find Act
One. Right.
Yeah.
Is it
I need to look at it.
Yeah, we'll be Googling.
Act One Group.
Yeah,
but yeah, so shout out to her, and that just goes to show you that when you are passionate about her thing was helping people, helping Black women in particular at a time when hiring Black women wasn't a thing, wasn't popular to do. So her passion was to make sure she helped these Black women get jobs, and here she is at the age of 62. She's the one and only African American billionaire off of a Black-owned business. You know what I'm saying? And she's still helping people to this day. And it's just like, when you know you set out to do something and you set your mind to it, you get to it. You know, who knows how long she's been in the billionaire? This is the first time we never heard about it. And she had a dope quote too that
it was like something about not compromising your personal life for your professional life, which is basically, well, the way I read it was, you know, some women doing some things.
Never compromise who you are personally to become who you wish to be professionally.
Yeah, so
don't be out here,
right.
Don't be out here getting quick dollars for temporary actions. But so going into that and her following her passion, today we're going to talk about passion.
And I'm really excited about that.
Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of questions, it's a lot of thoughts, it's a lot of things that come with passion. And finding your passion and knowing what you want to do or whatever. And passion definitely aligns closely with purpose. Yeah. And we talk about purpose often. It comes up. Can't help it. So yeah, today is passion. So if y'all have any questions, any comments, anything, y'all could write us, text us, write us on the Ustream app. It doesn't matter. Just make sure it gets to us. You know.
The first question would be, well, it could be what is passion, or it could be how do you know when you found your passion?
Well, I think even before that, it goes into, some people just know. Like, some people just know, like, this is what I want to do. They live, breathe, eat, and sleep it.
Right.
But I think if you're not one of those people, there are a couple different things you can do as far as how do you figure out what your passion is. Like, I mean, of course, there's a typical career test you can take. There's plenty of free ones online you can take. But if you don't feel like that'll help, I think it'll also help, too, to talk to the people around, people that you trust. Like, you know, what do you something maybe you don't think you see yourself being good at, they might be able to have insight for you.
Your mama will know.
Yeah, I ask my mom and dad all the time, like, okay, so other than this, or I'm thinking this, they'll give me insight. So I think you can also have people around you, again, that you trust, and ask them, what do you think I'll be good at? But you also have to spend time with yourself and sit down with yourself and say, even if you have to write it out, what do I like to do that I can turn into money?
Well,
that's good. What do I like to do that I can turn into money?
Couple things, don't know which way to go yet, because you just do that at the end. But what I was going to say was when you said about taking a career test. So the first thing I think is career, do your career and your passion always align, or are they the same thing? No.
So the career test might be.
Yeah, so, you know, because sometimes, and what the best example I can think is some people are just passionate, like, with their human interactions. Like, they just like, you know, people. Like, you may be the nicest garbage man ever. He's not passionate about taking out the garbage. He's passionate about that route and the people that he meets and the, you know, the people he knows and the regularity of it. You know, like that's where he finds his cheerfulness and being passionate. So I don't think that your passion always aligns with your career, but sometimes you're just that passionate and it shows in whatever you may do. Like, it doesn't have to be, career driven.
Yeah.
Okay, but the question was about doing
how do you
making money, not making money. I mean,
how do you turn what you love doing into money, or turn your passion into
the age-old question.
Well, I think there are many ways. I mean, one way that just automatically comes to mind is think about being an entrepreneur. Because sometimes there may not be an avenue for what you're looking for, and you just have to create your own lane. Right. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be easy, because there's a lot that goes into being an entrepreneur. A lot of money, a lot of time, and you got to have a lot of resources. There's a lot of different things that go into it. But if you maybe can't find what you're looking for, that may be an avenue you have to take.
True. Now, I'm going to say personally, I used to hate when people would say, well, not hate when people would say it, but I didn't like the phrase of when you do what you love, work your day in your life, or, I didn't like that, because to me, I feel like I'm passionate about, this is going to sound narcissistic, I'm passionate about being my best self, but on the flip side, I'm also passionate about helping other people be their best self. I enjoy, helping people, with their next step or talking through it with them, you know, whatever. Not like a psychologist or nothing, but just helping people improve. So I felt like, I guess when I was younger, meaning like 3 years ago, I felt like this can't, you know, this do it. How you gonna make money? Like, you know, whatever. And I wasn't necessarily concerned with it either. But then if you look at people like Oprah, that's what Oprah does. She helps people be, you know, be their best self, and she's made a billion dollar empire off of it. So I think sometimes when people say that, it just sounds so like cut and dry. But it's kind of like different layers to it and facets to it. Or how do you incorporate that into, like I said, something maybe it's not your career, but how do you incorporate that passion into what you're doing or what you plan on doing?
Yeah, true. And I think you can't be afraid also to explore different avenues, or maybe explore an avenue that maybe is not necessarily what you want to do, but that can get you what you want to do. Because you can't, everybody doesn't start up here. Nobody starts up here. You got to work to that. So maybe you explore something else, and you never know, on your way to that, you could end up finding something else that you love doing more so than what you thought you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But you got to be willing to take that chance and work towards that. Don't just give up because you haven't hit that step.
Yeah, I agree with everything that's been said for the most part. Like, not even for the most part, I agree with everything that has been said. And going back to the career test, that wouldn't be something that I would personally do to try to find my passion, because my career, my field is IT, but I look forward to Fridays every day. You know what I'm saying? So just to sit in my freaking kitchen before this, who's somewhere making moves, you know, whatever. And we still making moves. So it's just like, I feel also at times the sacrifice, passion is a sacrifice, because even if you don't quit and try to become an entrepreneur to follow this passion of yours, you know, the sacrifice is to go to this job every day that you don't like, you don't care, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do this because this is my financial bearing now. If Friday is the only day that I can live my passion, not saying that radio or internet TV or whatever we have going on, not saying that this is my passion, but I feel very passionate when I'm doing this, because we helping ourselves and we helping y'all while we sitting here talking.
And I think that, like you said about, you have to make, what is the thing? You have to make your means feel your dreams, something like that. It's something like that.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like, I feel like, one, life is not meant to be difficult. If life is difficult, then that's your path and that's your stage at the time. But you don't have to create difficulties for yourself.
Right.
So in my opinion, you're working a job.
Yes.
You know, use the blessing God gave you to transition to your
job.
To your next phase. Because there's people that don't have a job. And if you want to be an entrepreneur and you don't want to work, you can't be a good CEO if you can't be a good employee. So if you don't want to work, you think you're going to be an entrepreneur and just work 40 hours? No. So if you can't do that 40 hours plus 20 more hours, you already, you know, starting off on the wrong foot. And I think so often people just are like blinders on my passion. I want to do this.
I'm about to leave. I'm about to do, right.
And it's kind of like, hold up. How we going to do, you know, like make a list. Yes,
Let's
make a goal. Like, plan it out. It doesn't have to be so like, risk your whole, you know, everything. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a time when, you know, maybe this is going good and it's time for you to go with this. But the time is, it still has to be planned. You wouldn't do that either if it was just like, oh, let me just do that. You got to plan it.
Yeah, and we talked about that before. Like, you just, it's irresponsible almost to just flat out up and quit life as you know it and go make this other one. Now, it works for some people. It does. You know, it works. A lot of celebrity stories is, I was homeless, I didn't have this, I was in a car, woo.
And their plan was not to be homeless.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. If you have that platform, you got the job, then use it to your advantage. Like, don't take advantage of your blessing.
Don't cause unnecessary stress on yourself for just trying to get to a point in life that you're not going to get to if it's not time for you to get there anyway.
Right. And we're not saying not to take risks, because that's going to happen. It's going to be a point in time where you do have to take a risk, especially if it's what you want to do. But just be responsible in what you're trying to do.
Yes.
I hate when I forget my point.
But I really think passion, while you're thinking, I think it just runs so deep. And I feel like, go.
To that point, we live in, like when you were saying celebrities have stories, you know, that's something you hear like you hear from maybe an artist, you know, who just want to go and sing somewhere, or you hear from back in the day. But this day and age with social media, there is no excuse for you not to be working and doubling up on your dreams. Because, like, if you say you want to sell clothes, you better have an Instagram page or this or that. You know, there's no reason you shouldn't be doing that. We have way too many opportunities, and we have too much proof that people are making it from Vine and from Twitter and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, if you serious about it, then go do it. Like, I dare you to walk up on somebody and say, I'm a dancer, but you don't have no YouTube page. I'm a this, you know, like, you look like a joke. Oh, what you do? You dance in your living room? Like, that's not.
Where's that?
Yeah, like, that's not. We don't live in that world, so it's kind of like no excuse.
Which is even why we started. Like, this is dope because we can make this into YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? And you can see what you hear. When we was on a radio station, you could play it back from the app that the internet-based radio station streamed from. So it was just like you can't just say this is what I do and then somebody asks you to do it and it's like oh, I'm a singer, and they're like, oh great, we're gonna need you to get up here and sing. Thank you, what a coincidence. And you like,
I can't sing right now.
Yeah, it's like
you gotta be like all time.
If you once you find something that makes you feel passionate and feeling passionate and your passion are always the same things. But the fact that you can feel passionate about something, it can become your passion, like just because. And it's just like when you find that feeling, those are things that'll drive you. Those are things that will help you thrive, make you continue to push because it's always that passion inside of you burning. Like, I can't not do this because then I can't do this. And I don't really like doing this, but I really love doing this. And this is in front of that. So I got to do this to do that.
True. And, to piggyback off of people so there's some people who will drop it all and go this direction, you know, no questions asked. Some people are, wait till I blah, 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 I'm about to blah, blah. What if wait until never comes? Like, you can't live like that either. Like, there's a happy medium where you are, you know, working on your dream on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. You can't be living your life in year spectrum. Right. You got days first. So it's kind of like people that say, man, wait till I do this and wait till I do that and blah, blah. That doesn't help your, you know, your plan at all. And then it's like when those years pass, you just that person that was always. And then what if the perfect situation never comes? Does that mean you never go after your dream? Like, that you can't live like that either.
It's never going to be a perfect situation. Something's always going to pop up. Like, life happens.
Like today.
Yes, seriously.
And if you know your passion and you're putting it off waiting for something else, like, the nerve of you. It's people that don't even know what they want to do nor have the resources or whatever. And if you can do it, but you just stuck in yourself and thinking that something else is going to happen first, you using it all wrong.
You're in your own way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, like, just about passion, and then when you know what it is, I think the next thing is, like, okay, so what do I do? Pursue. Like, how do I implement? How do I pursue? Like, what's my next step? You know, and it can be overwhelming.
It's scary.
When you know exactly what you're passionate about, but you just can't figure it out. You know,
how to go about it.
And like what we said about purpose, when we talked about purpose, it's like, what's in you will come out of you. What you're passionate about will be shown to others, like how they said, go back to what they were saying. Sometimes it's good to talk to people and see what people say about you and the things that you do. And if everybody's saying the same thing, you know, that may be where your passion lies, because sometimes you don't see what you're doing to people. Like, you don't see the effect. You don't see those things. So your passion, just like your purpose, your passion will show itself. Like, it has to, because it's you and it's your thing. And your thing is your thing.
And we got a comment on Ustream from Queenishly Me. She said, your passion is the thing that upsets you and you want to see a change in it. And that's very true, because when I said earlier that I like to help people, I noticed that in like the last couple months the most, that it really irks me to my core when people are making bad decisions, like, for themselves. It's not because I want you to do what I want you to do.
Right. It's
because I know this is not right. This is just terrible. Yeah, it's not in your best interest. And people will be like, oh, Pierre, let it go, or whatever. But it's like, I hate to watch somebody just, you know, act irresponsibly or do things they shouldn't do. And that's how I know, on the flip side, I want to help people, you know, as they achieve and all of that. And the same thing with, like, teachers. You know, I'm sure a teacher can't stand to meet a child that can't read. It probably hurts them because they enjoy teaching kids so much. So that's a really good trigger. Something that bothers you, that you
that you want to do something about. It's just like, oh, I gotta figure it out.
Very true.
You gotta find it. It's like, what do I do? And that can be very frustrating. Like, just not knowing how to go about it. Mm-hmm. Like, and all three of us, our passion wrapped up in one. We're pursuing that with this. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Victoria, Vicky Rose, she's the one that, found this whole thing initially, and not to go way back before that, me and Pierre used to do this for fun, and we never posted, but the conversations were still real, and it still held so much substance that it was definitely something that people needed to hear. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, even on Working Woman Wednesdays, because that's what we called it, we was having conversation like this. Like, it was real conversation, and we would call people in, fake callers, whatever, but it's just crazy that how you can do something 2 years ago, and now you're doing it for real. Whether it's 10 people watching today, 20 people watching next week, at the end of the day, somebody hearing, and at the right time, we helping somebody. Yeah. Like, we helping somebody. You can tell by Victoria's voice that she's supposed to be something. I don't know. Yeah, something. You know what I'm saying? So it just, your passion will reveal itself as long as you're paying attention to you wanting to find it.
Now, yes, and the flip side would be, not the flip side, but the second part, which is probably the hardest part, is to actually pursue it. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you do? We got some people that can't find it, but then there's some people that are scared to pursue it, or just don't know, how to. And I think with us, like our generation, with pursuing something comes hard work, and you have to commit. We're not a committed generation by any means.
Or
we sway with the wind. Yeah, we sway with the wind.
Microwave oven.
What's the newest fad? Yep. So for you to tell me, what if you told somebody this your passion, it's gonna take you 5 years for it to really pop off where you want. They may say, I don't know about this. I'm trying to do something in a year. I'm trying to do something in 6 months. But if you're passionate about it, you have to be ready to commit, put in the hard work and the dedication and the sacrifice that we was talking about to make it happen. Your passion not going to just be like, that's it, popping.
Now, I think one of the things, too, that you can probably do, which there are probably a few things that you can do to kind of pursue what you think you want to do, what your passion is. Don't be afraid to use our resources. Like, we have Google. Google the people who are doing what you want to do, and read all their stories. That's not going to be a blueprint for what you need to do, because you're going to have a different path completely. Everybody does. But it doesn't hurt to see what different steps that they take, because maybe you feel like you use all your resources, done everything you can do. You may see something to read in their bio and say, I never tried that.
Or if you don't even know where to start, just Google it. Google how to start this. You will see everything you need to know. You can watch a YouTube how-to video. That's what we did when we tried to do the podcast. You just see what you got to do, and then you go from there. Like, with our age, there is no excuse. Like, there's no excuse to not figure something out.
And reach out to people. I mean, not just Google them. You see this person, maybe they're in 100 states away. Maybe they're like 3 states away. They have an email. They have a telephone number. Email them. Call them. People in your area, email them, call them. Like, you're gonna have to put your pride aside, especially if you want to follow your passion. Because you sit here thinking about, I don't know if I should email them. They might not respond. All that has to go out the window. Email, write, snail mail. Reach out to these people, because you never know the responses that you'll get back.
Just a little soft promo for us. It's not too late for people to tune in. We still got a little bit more to talk about. I just really feel like...
And we want comment.
Yeah.
Text us.
I just really feel like the things we address, nobody's talking about. And this is not to toot our own horn or anything, but when we were talking about frustrations, like, this frustrates me. Not that I'm sitting in the kitchen, because what's real can come from the side of the street. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it just frustrates me, and we talked about this before, too, how, like, we trying to do something different. We trying to take a risk, even for free. Like, we don't got to do this. We just doing it because we like to. And it's like pulling teeth to get people to listen, to get people to actually tune in. A lot of people say they will and they don't. And it's just like, the stuff that you might need to hear, we might be saying it every other Friday, or every Friday we just might be talking about your whole life. And it's like, you just missing it. Because you just won't listen. It's so easy. It's so simple. And it frustrates me, because I know it's people that should listen to what we got to say. And I know they're not listening. And it's cool that you're not listening, because somebody is. You know what I'm saying? But it's just frustrating. And then I can go on a rant one day on Facebook or something and say something that we didn't say on the show 2 weeks ago, and you get 1,000 comments and all this likes, and it's like all y'all had to do was tune in to Fair Game.
And everybody got a phone to click on and watch and listen. We was on Mixer, you could do it easily, but for some reason, and I don't know if people if it's like a just not trying to support type of thing, like, oh, I ain't really, or maybe people mean to and they don't. Maybe people tune in, they like, some people don't want to hear what you guys say because it's real. So maybe they tuned in and then they decide they just be talking about this all the time, whatever. We don't know what it could be, but like, I feel like going back to how I was saying about people, wanting people to do better, like, as our age, like, we don't have, like, I would love to be like Oprah to these people. Like, because Oprah did the thing for the 30, 40-year-old suburban housewife people at home and, coming back out and trying to find your passion and do what they want to do. She was that for them. Yeah. We're young. We can do it right now. We ain't got to wait till we 40 and figure out that we should have did this and now you need somebody to be a motivational speaker. We can do that right now, but if people don't listen, you can't do it. And we need so much help that we don't even know because we're so wrapped up in the wrong things on Instagram and everything that I think that's holding us back too because we thinking if it ain't cute, we ain't with it.
And I mean, I just know that nothing that we are doing will go unnoticed. Like, and I know that. And like we always say, when y'all see us on Look at Them Now or whatever, it's gonna be real because things don't come together for no reason, and things ain't just coming together for no fly by night. Oh, they did this for 2-3 weeks. Oh, they did that for like 3 months, and then they just stopped. It's like, that's not it either. Like, I just feel when you find something that really intrigues you the way that this intrigues all three of us, it's going to be great. Mm-hmm. And I say it all the time. We all say it all the time. It's going to be great.
And we got a comment from Quindishly Me again. She said, some people are so self-assured and self-righteous that they feel they can do it on their own. Find a mentor. Mentors are important. Mm-hmm. And she also said our age range doesn't support each other. That's the biggest problem. Romy, hello. Yep. I saw the boy 3 years ago.
Don't promote at all. It's like you can't even get a share. You barely can get a like. We talked about this before. I put up a selfie, 300. I put up Fair Game, 30. Yep. Like the same 300 people that see my face, y'all seen this too. Mm-hmm. And it will be in now. Now let somebody else try to start doing something. Oh, like Charlotte. Charlotte's good for this. That's what's wrong with Charlotte. Charlotte don't never want us to support nobody.
We get on. Shout out to 705. Right,
but it's like, are y'all supporting people too? Like the people that are complaining about support, are you doing the same thing? Because I bet you, if we let everybody know that we could have had any up and coming artists out of Charlotte come to the radio station that we wanted to, we would have all the dudes in our inbox.
Right.
Everybody want to come sit on the radio. They don't even know what it is, but all they hear is radio, and they thinking about themselves, and they trying to promote themselves. And then we would get promotion because we helping somebody. It's like if you ain't helping, you can't get help.
You gotta be willing to support.
Yeah.
Especially if you going back to passion. If you found your passion and you have the opportunity to help somebody, and they want to do what you do. You were once in their shoes and once wanted to fulfill your passion, and now you got there.
Yep.
Always, and I'm so big on this. You have to be able to help people and reach back and remember where you were.
Because one day you needed
each one. Extend a hand. Like even if you don't know, even if you don't exactly have the resources at the time, if you know you can find out or have some way to help them, find out. You have 5 minutes in your day, regardless of how busy you are. Take 5 minutes to help that person. If they reach out to you, or simply repost a picture, that's support. Yeah. Put it on Facebook, something.
I have something that I thought about today at work. I feel like there's 2 things that play a big factor in your passion, or discovering your passion, maybe both. The people in your life and your environment. I think that people in your life, like we said, it could be your parents pushing you to help you find your passion. Or it could be like we said about, maybe I come from a home of substance abuse and now I want to help kids with substance abuse. People in your life, well, that's your environment too. But in the environment part, there's a whole group of people that passion never even occurred to them to live out your passion. It's, you better get you a good job, get you some benefits, blah, blah, blah. That's their life. So that environment could create them to live a life of no passion, as sad as it sounds. So I think those 2 factors play the biggest part in if you have a passion and finding it and pursuing it. Like, I just feel like that can make all of the difference. Having a good support system or somebody to encourage you can make all the difference.
I know, I definitely agree. And I think so many times a lot of people let their environment affect their upbringing or what they want to do. And it's like as easy as it is for that to happen, don't let it. If you know you're greater, if you know there's more inside of you, you have to be able to see that. And don't become just a product of your environment just because you're in that situation.
Yeah.
Because going back to what we said before, like so many people, maybe they were homeless in the car, but they didn't just stay homeless in that car. They picked themselves up, got themselves together, and did what they had to do, and now they're living their dreams. So don't become a product of your environment, or even if you have naysayers around you, just try. You have to try and block all of that out, especially if you know there's something you want to do. And even if you don't know, you have to know that there's more out there in life.
And sometimes your environment can be bad, but your people are good, and that helps you because I think about Ben Carson. I don't know. I read his book before.
I took a freshman.
Yeah, I read his book, and his mom wasn't rich. She was like job to job, and she had 2 boys, and she didn't let them watch but 1 hour of TV. She made them read. She wanted them to be more than where she was and get out of that, tax bracket. He ended up being a successful doctor, heart surgeon, or whatever. So it's kind of like when you have people that and a lot of times that's what parents do anyway. They want you to be better than them, and they push you for that. They may not have followed their passion, but when they push you, they want you to be further than your environment says you should be. And Black people suffer with that a lot.
Yes, and the good thing about this feeling, this emotional connection, because that's really passion is a feeling. Passion is the emotion. Back at that. This is the 3rd week in a row we done said that. It's a feeling process. It's an emotion. It's something that's driving you, even when you don't know what's driving you. And it also comes from a Greek word that I can't pronounce, but the Greek word that passion comes from is suffer. And not in the sense of suffer, but to go back to what I was saying about sacrifice. Like, you just got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I just know that at the end of the day, it's never, the good thing about that feeling and that emotion is that you're never too old. You're never too young to figure out what this passion, what's this bubbling feeling inside of you that you just can't seem to control. Like, that don't just pop up one day, and it don't just go away either. So, like, just like the woman, what's her name, Janice Bryan Howard, she's 62, and this is still her driving force. This is still her passion. Oprah, this is still her driving force. This is still her passion. Like, it don't go nowhere.
That's a great segue. I was gonna say, can your passion change?
I think your passion
or evolve.
I think your passion can evolve and it can become additional.
Yeah.
Because once you get into like helping people, this is helping people. So now you end up liking sitting in front of a camera. Once you end up sitting in front of the camera, it's like I would love to be on TV. I'm not nervous anymore,
Yeah.
So I think it adds on to what it initially is.
I think that sometimes it can change given the circumstances. Like if you think about a basketball player, you can't play basketball in life. It's some guy's ball is like that's their passion. Maybe you play in the NBA. After your 7 years, you become an analyst. Now you might really be passionate about being an analyst, because you can't mope when physically you cannot play basketball anymore, or something, or maybe you get in an accident, you have to find, what's that guy's name? J.R. Smith.
What did he with the Knicks? They used to play with the Knicks?
Not J.R. Smith.
Oh, okay.
RJ.
RJ.
He got burnt.
Paul Pierre.
No.
Oh.
His name is J.R. Anyway, somebody, Darius, you know his name. But anyway, he went through a lot, and what did he used to do? This is so pointless. But anyway, athletes is a really good example because you can't play your sport all your life, but life goes on. So I feel like you have to figure out how your passion is going to work for you then.
And then usually, that's like a lot of people that might have been passionate about sports. Like now they might be coaches, or now they might be sports analysts, or now they might do camps for kids, or it's like because it's going to stay in segue of what your passion generally is. And I do have a comment from a viewer, just a general statement. And she went back to when we were talking about helping each other, and that's one thing our generation lacks. And she said, helping others and wanting to push other people's dreams starts with humility. Our generation isn't humble enough to put our pride aside to notice anything that's better than us or to help anyone that's not on the same level as us. It all starts with humility.
And we're not humble enough to admit it. My pastor said that before. He said, are you humble enough to be blessed, to get blessed? Because sometimes
being blessed is a humbling process.
And to tell somebody that you were blessed, it alludes to the fact that you went through something. And God forbid, that my life wasn't as great as it looked on Instagram. So people are scared to let that part show. not to get too churchy, but I have to say this. So in church on Sunday, we talk about the woman with the issue of blood. You know, the lady bled for like 12 years. You hear this story all the time. And she believed that if she touched the hem of Jesus' garment, she would be healed. So first off, she came up with this in her head. Nobody had done this before. So she thinking, I can do this gotta work. Like she done already got the faith in her head that this can work. It ain't been proven, but she think it's gonna work. And
she knows it's gonna work. She ain't even think.
Which is the first lesson in life. People don't haven't done what you've done before, but that doesn't mean it can't be done.
And you gotta know for yourself.
Her that would work. The second part was that my pastor, nobody ever said to me was, here she is working, waiting on Jesus to do a miracle, and she don't know that's miracle number 2. You're not supposed to live after you bleed for 12 years. She is the miracle.
Yeah.
So right now, where you're living and all your triumphs and trials and testimony, that's part of your story, and this is, you're living the miracle. You're the miracle right now. So what's coming next is an add-on.
Somebody got it. Y'all got
to not be in vain. And that was just so good to me. I've been thinking about that all week. Like, she waiting on a miracle, and she is the miracle.
That's real, and that's where going back to being humble. Like, nobody wants people to know the real them. Nobody wants people to know. You know what I'm saying? I work at an internship. I've been at an internship, y'all, since September. It's a job. I call it a job because I'm getting paid. But I'm 26. I'm 26 years old, and I have an internship. Like, to hear that, it's like, you 26 for the internship and no other means of income, just my internship. And it's hard to even have another means of income because I also go to school from 5:30 to 10:30 every day. Like, what job, how do I accommodate? But I still make it. I still figure it out. On my little checks, I still can go get me clothes. I still can go out. I still can do things. I don't look like an internship when I post a picture on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I look like money. I look like I'm doing something. You know, and people never want to be transparent. In order for your passion to thrive, you have to be transparent. Like, who are you to think that you somebody trying to be passionate about somebody? Like, who are you to do that? It's no way that passion and not being transparent can align. And not being humble. Like, all these things, you can, and not having patience and not having faith. Like, it all piggybacks off of, you have to have everything intact to be able to pursue anything in life.
And what a contradictory world we live in, that people want to be transparent, but we want to know everything.
Yes.
Social media, we're all over the place. Celebrities want every bit of their life, but we can't be honest about the things we are posting. We're going to post everything, but it may not be the truth.
Like, you want to know everything about everybody else, but you won't break your skin to show somebody your scars. You won't let nobody in. You won't take that jacket off. So here you are on Instagram, pop locking and dropping it, and really you want an air mattress or something like, you know, like, or you don't have a job, or you not making it. You really ain't that cute. You really not doing what you trying to make people think. Who cares?
And we're more alike than we are different.
Yeah,
my story can help this person just as we don't have to be famous for your story to help somebody.
And everybody
you don't have to have came out of it yet either. If you still going, that's already inspiration to somebody else that's in it. Like, you know, really? And then it's like, and you definitely can't be like that with people that's close to you, because then it's just a fake relationship, like Chanel said earlier this week. Like, you think you pushing me, you think I'm pushing you, you're really pushing me. Like, that's what you need in your life. You need those type of relationships to help you build and keep on going when you think, like, I'm the only person going through this. Like, no, you're not.
And that's true. That's true. I send out the mojos to maybe 15, 20 people in the morning. Sometimes some group, some individual. But you'll be surprised that the smallest thing you say, that when I thought about it, I was like, dang, that was good. And I don't always get responses from people, but I can get 5 responses on one day from 5 different people, all 5, including myself, because I'm the one that typed it, so I needed to know it. All 5, so that's 6 people, just in a group of 15, 20 people that I sent a message to, and everybody needed to hear it on that day. On that day.
I appreciate those ones.
Like, you are no different than the person you trying to talk about. Yeah. Like, who are we?
And that's why you gotta say, like you said, you needed to know it too. And what if Nelly P wanted to, like, hold it in and not front, in front and not let nobody know, then she wouldn't help those other people that she helped. Like, you can't get so wrapped up in yourself, because you just wasting your time and other people's time.
I have another question. So, can you have more than one passion?
Yeah.
Think so?
I think that goes with if it can change or not, because then it'll be more.
Or you can have because I feel like my mom. Well, you know, people can I feel like mom or all moms are passionate about their kids. Like my mom is passionate about her kids. She didn't work while we were growing up, but she was always been passionate about travel. Right now, my mom's passionate about her kid. About her kid and traveling. Sometimes she leaves her kids to go travel. You know, like when my mom will talk to you about a cruise and a resort, like she ain't been there, and she go like she never, like that's her thing, and you know, and it, like I said, we're not competing with this travel. She's passionate about both things, her family and her travel. So I think you can definitely do both.
You can.
Do you think y'all have more than one passion right now in your lives, or is it kind of?
I think. Yeah, I think I'm passionate about love and people, and not like being in love, but love and but it resorts to people, like type thing. So I do know that because that people bother me so much, and I'm passionate about women as much as they get on my nerves.
Yeah,
you know, because
they wouldn't get on your nerves as much.
Yeah, because it's just bothersome. Like just the state that we are in, it's just bothersome, and it's scary.
Yeah,
it's like.
It's dangerous.
Like, what we gonna do,
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know if I'm passionate about more than one thing.
I think it's just one central thing.
Yeah, it's like one central thing. Because I first was thinking, like, when you said women, I was thinking, I'm passionate about, like, young girls. Like, and I knew that when I was really, looking back on it, I knew when I was young. Like, I feel like I remember my sister being born, I'm like, Javon, this is it. This is your chance. Your whole mom. You know, nobody had to say, Javon, you know, people are watching you. Like, I knew it innate. Like, I knew it. And even when at the dance studio, like, it's always been like that. So I feel like.
And that's how I know whatever it is, you'll feel it. Like, so I know sometimes you don't know what it is, but you know what it is. Like, you just have to have a clarification on what you think it may be. Passion is amazing. Like, my eyes have watered twice or maybe 3 times sitting here talking about it because it's just real, and you never know the things that you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing that's supposed to help somebody. And the last thing you want to be is a hindrance to somebody in any way, which could be not being who you're supposed to be for them.
And I have a question from Queenishly Me. She said, do y'all think if you've been working towards and pursuing something after a certain time and you're really passionate about it, yet it's not prospering, could that possibly not be your God-designed passion?
That was one of my questions. Like, how do you know if it's God, like, saying you need to reroute, or if it's just...
I'm going to say, I dealt with this. When I was trying to do Pro-Me, like, I was doing it on the side, which I thought was kind of like trying to build myself so that when I got a job in my field, I could say I did this and this.
I'm probably going to say what you want to say.
And I used to think, like...
Maybe this ain't it.
Maybe this is... And I don't know the answer. Like, you get to a point where you're exhausted and you're frustrated and you're questioning. We question things all the time, not just passion. So, you question it, and then you don't know, is this just something am I just holding on to this and I need to be going, doing something else? But at the same time, in that phase, or where I am still, nothing else was happening. Because I think sometimes people are stuck in something and God is trying to show you, you need to be doing this. You need to, like, I didn't have that. I didn't have, like, a distraction where it's like, maybe I should be doing this. It was just kind of like, should I go back to the drawing board? Like, is this right? And I think that just comes, everybody has self-doubt,
Yeah, I definitely think that passion, whenever it gets to the point where you don't know, you're in the I don't know phase, I don't think that doesn't mean it's for you. It's not for you. I think that maybe it's another route. Because this feeling wouldn't be there if that wasn't it. Like, there's certain things just don't happen for no apparent reason. So I feel like when it comes down to passion, just because you're passionate about something and this is the only alleyway you're trying to go in, that ain't the alleyway you're supposed to be going in. Maybe it's another way to get to the passion or to continue to pursue your passion.
Y'all know my favorite person, Tamar.
Yeah.
Tamar thought she was going to be a singer when she was 17, whatever. Tamar ended up being known and likable from reality TV.
Yeah.
And then she
can
sing, so her album goes for everything happened after that. She got a TV show, all of that. But I'm sure when she was 20, on her 3rd album and got dropped from her 4th label, she was like, God, am I going, my sister's successful? I'm sure that weighed on her. But it's kind of just like a conversation you got to have with God. And you got to, like, have some insight and kind of figure out, or do you want to keep pushing, basically.
And for me personally, I think going through that, when I got to that point of, like, just exhausted, I can't do anything else, like, is this really it? I think when I really knew that it was my passion is because at that point, and I'm just like, man, forget this. I'm just gonna do something else. 2 minutes later, it's like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Like you just know, like you literally cannot give up on it.
And I have another comment from a viewer. She said, I think it's God given when obtaining your passion. Like she thinks that God gives you these things. She said, I think it's God given when obtaining your passion seems to come easily, like surpassing all the obstacles to get to it and being really good at it. So like basically she's saying she just thinks it's bomb that this thing you get inside of you and you just good at it. Like that's just what you can do. Like some people ain't never did nothing in the sense of what they're doing at this moment, but they're good at it and they look like naturals. We look like naturals.
And that brings me to a comment I got earlier when I asked the people what they thought. And it says, I think we spend too much time waiting on God to bless us with the desires of our hearts, but if God exists outside of time, then it only makes sense that God has already blessed us with everything we need to realize our passion. So it's up to us to walk on faith and make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's just faith without works is dead.
Yeah, like if you gotta try something, and that just goes back to the risk and just drop everything and go this way. Like be smart about what you're doing. Don't risk take lackadaisically. Risk take in the smartest way possible, but do it tastefully, and in the meantime, if you risk taking, you pray the whole way through and God will guide you. He's gonna lead you. And granted, we are to wait on God, but we are to wait and be progressive in our waiting. Yeah. You can't wait at letter A to get to letter Z and you never learn nothing else in between there. And
technically while you're waiting, you're learning.
Yes.
You're not just waiting.
Hey, we talked about this before too. Yes. The waiting process is what the blessing is.
Yes.
The blessing already there.
Yeah.
You just gotta learn all this stuff before you get to the stop sign.
Yeah. Because if God gave you what you was wanting and you wasn't ready, it will waste that whole blessing.
If you just shot to the finish line, bruh, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. This is so waiting, not having a job, being an intern. It's so humbling. Yeah. It's so humbling to come in one day and have a task and then to tell you the next day you ain't got nothing to do. It's a humbling experience to the point where sometimes I just gotta sit in my car and cry for a second. Like I just gotta let this out because I'm aggravated. I'm annoyed. But all that's human. That's okay. But don't forget that you still on this trail to get there. Yeah. And it's coming. It's coming.
It's like you said yesterday. We do too much good for good not to come back. Yeah. Like this is not in vain. And I have a question. We kind of already answered it, but I still want to say it. It was, do you throw all logic out for your passion? And that's kind of what we're talking about working and trying to,
And I think, like you said, for some people it works and some people, for me, when I knew I didn't want to report anymore and I was ready to leave and I wanted to stop reporting, I didn't have a job. I just left and I came back to Charlotte. It was a big move, but I mean, now looking at it, what I did, I'm glad that I did because now I'm in the situation that I'm in, which we'll talk about later.
Yes, I'm about to say. I was going to say, good point. First of all, with the logic, as we're talking about it, with the people that want to go all in and sleep on somebody's couch and whatever, you can do that because if you want, because you're responsible for yourself. Right. But when people have other, maybe you got a child, or maybe you're the breadwinner of your family or whatever, you can't do that. Victoria can move back in with her parents. Everybody doesn't have that. So it's kind of like you have to...
Because she still weighed her option, though. Let's keep it funky. If Victoria knew that she couldn't...
Yeah, she had parents that
she might have would have thought that decision out a little different. But the fact that the good Lord... She has parents that she can reside in their home. She knows she can go home. It's like, I'm definitely going to drop everything because I know that I will be okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that the two, it's funny because I feel like I'll always say I'm very passionate and I'm very logical. My friends say that all the time. I'm very logical. I don't react off emotion a lot.
Yeah, you think.
So, to me, the two can exist. Yeah. Like, definitely. Because I don't want to be regretful either. If I don't think about it and I just move off of emotion, then I'm going to be pissed whether I'm passionate about it or not. I'm still going to feel some type of way and be struggling. So I feel like you don't have to throw logic out.
And the hardest thing, though, is that passion is an emotion.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do you... and it becomes a balance. Yeah. It becomes a balance, which what isn't a balance in life? I mean, this ain't nothing new. So it just becomes a balance. And I mean, I just know that the gist of this is just like,
to first of all circulate conversation and stimulate minds critically to think about this. Like, we have to, like, we ain't getting no younger.
Mm-hmm.
And although it's never too late and you're never too old, the sooner the better.
Yeah.
The sooner the better. We figure this out when we 26. By the time we 46, we billionaires in an area of life. You know, we gotta figure it out, because by the time I'm 62, I don't want to be doing nothing but my passion for fun.
Yeah, right.
And ain't worrying about if it's bringing me something, because I got everything I need already.
And
you know what I'm saying?
To piggyback on that and not worried about if it's bringing something, I think sometimes
that stops people from doing that passion.
Well, yeah, but sometimes I feel like your goals, like goals and passion are different.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think about my grandma, because my grandma is very passionate. She was a teacher. And I remember one day she was like, when I was little, I used to say, I want to run my own school system. I want to be a superintendent. I'm like, who wants to be a superintendent? That was her dream. It ain't my passion, so I can think it's crazy. And she, of course, was a teacher, and she became a principal. She didn't become a superintendent or whatever, but that doesn't mean that she didn't live her passion, because she didn't reach her goal, quote unquote, of, of being a superintendent. So I think, don't think the two go together, and if you're not doing it like this, then you're not living your passion. Like, there's different facets and phases to goals. Goals can evolve and all that, whatever. But in her situation, she lived her passion. She just didn't get, to the ultimate goal, quote unquote. Yeah. So don't let that, like, defer you. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So do we have any more questions, or do we want to wrap it up?
Mine.
I don't have any questions. I was here for the conversation.
I don't know, but I really enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah, I did too. And I think it also was helping me, just realize a lot of different things. Like, I feel like I do have more than one passion, which I think I came across not recently, but
what's your passion for?
I think honestly I have three, because there are three that have always been in my heart. When I was younger, I really wanted to open up, and this kind of similar to what you said, but I really wanted to open up like an all girls kind of like, maybe not after school, but like all girls center, where like girls can come and all different things can happen. They can just come and hang out. They can hear speakers, because I feel like a lot of young girls have self-esteem issues, and that's like something I'm really passionate about, like girls feeling good about themselves. So I always wanted to open up a center. So that's something I'm still passionate about. Radio, of course, that's always been something I'm passionate about, and it's going to be continued to be my passion. But also, I also want to do something with the Cancer Society, because my dad is a survivor. My granddad, rest in peace, he was a cancer survivor. And so I think being that it's so personal to me, I want to do something to kind of help the families or people going through that.
So you're passionate about people?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's why
very good quality.
It boils down. Yeah, because if you don't care about people, that's what we are.
Yeah.
That's what it's what.
And a lot of people don't.
We have selfish individuals that only care about themselves, and if it's immediately affecting them.
Yeah.
But so many good things have been said today, and not because of us. It's us. If it was somebody else sitting here saying it, I would be all in.
And I know this probably wasn't our funniest episode.
Yeah, because
it's funny. Yeah, but it's things that need to be said, and somebody needs to hear. If you touch one soul.
If you do good for one person, we doing something. And to continue on with the passion.
Yes.
I guess this is the time.
How do you live your passion?
Well, so as I was saying earlier, as far as taking different avenues to get to what you want to do, most recently I've been working part-time with the local station here in Charlotte, and it's been tough. I can't lie. It's been really tough just taking on, because it was supposed to be part-time, but it started turning into a lot more hours and a lot of different things they were asking me to do. But God saw me through it, and I'll still be doing the same thing, but I'll be taking on full-time responsibilities now, along with helping to produce one of the radio shows for their news talk station. So unfortunately, this will be my last time on Fair Game.
Well, it's probably not
maybe not last though. Yeah, I'm sure I have. We don't know. We'll see. But they've been working me like a dog. But I mean, it's what I asked for, and if it's my way in, and I can maneuver around, and Fairgate might be coming to a radio station near you. You never know.
See, I'm telling y'all, it's big never know pieces on top of each other to make this big old Jenga collection that ain't collapsing. And that's what we're on to. And she's not going to be a regular anymore, but best believe, whatever Friday, don't be surprised if she just pop up. Y'all know what's going on. So from now on, for a little while, and unless Vicky Rowe can come, you're going to see Caramel,
crazy ones.
Caramel and freaking Mocha. I'm not Mocha for real, but vanilla and caramel. You got vanilla. Pick a Starbucks topping. Pick a Starbucks drink, I mean.
Okay. Yes.
And that's Mocha. Mocha's gonna be exit in the
dark
middle.
chocolate.
Well, no, the filter is wrong on here.
Okay. I was right before. Okay, so quote of the week. Now I was a little caught off guard by doing the quote of the week.
And
we had a lot going
oh
on.
gosh, now it's gonna be two of us. Oh,
I had a lot going on today before I got here. But I don't know if I made this up or if I heard it somewhere, but either way, I like it. It is, you don't wake up on accident, so live on purpose.
And that's as real as it gets.
As real
on purpose.
Like, that's real. Which goes back to everything we talked about today. And which also goes into something I be sending on my morning messages, being intentional, like taking action and doing things just because. Yeah. Like, and to genuinely not care about the reaction that you'll get from doing it. Because once you live on purpose, you're kind of sort of unapologetic in a good way.
Yes, that was me last year.
Yeah, and it's not like the bad part of being unapologetic. It's just you are genuinely moving on purpose. You're doing everything for a reason. So it's just unapologetic. Like, I mean, I'm good. You're not saying sorry about nothing because you're doing everything that you need to be doing. Mm-hmm. And it's no point to wake up every morning and live so cautiously that you're not even being yourself.
Yeah.
Like, come on, y'all. We only get one life.
Yeah.
And if you wake up, you're here for a reason. Figure it out every day. Whether it's just to get up and smile. Do something.
It's another chance that you got that somebody else did.
Right, because somebody ain't wake up today.
And like I said about reaching your goals or figuring out what you want to do, you know, day by day, to month, week to month to years, you have to live like that because before you know it, it'll be a year. And then before you know it, it'll be 5 years. So if you don't live on purpose, that's where you're heading. So you have to live with intentions and on purpose and know what's your end goal. Maybe it's a goal for today. This is how I want to do every Monday. This is what I want to do by the end of this week. And you do things like that. And it's going to help your whole, mindset. When you feel accomplished, have y'all had a to-do list and you get everything done?
That's my favorite.
It could even just be you had to pay some bills and send an email. Even just because you get it done,
it's like
you feel so much better.
So good.
Yeah, so I just feel like, try and get something done. Try and do something different.
That's another good one. Make a vision board.
Yes, and that was y'all. I did that for the first time last year, and it was so fun. Like, it was just fun. Like, me, my mother, and my sister had arts and freaking crafts, and we got a popping big old vision board. And I didn't redo it because there's still things on that vision board that I need to see, that I need to know. But I'm in school, stuff that I put on there have definitely came to pass. And have went away and have came back. Because when you write it down, hey.
Don't be mad if your vision doesn't come to pass the next year. Like, I have 2 vision boards, one from last year, one from this year, and they both are still relevant in my life. Like, you still need to see your vision daily to remind you where you're going.
And we always say this too, but write stuff down.
Yeah.
Put it on paper.
Visualize it.
We be giving y'all some gems, like, you know what I'm saying?
Let me tell y'all, so I'm doing this 21-day meditation challenge.
Oprah and Deepak?
Really hard, first of all.
Yeah.
Meditation is really hard. It's my second attempt at trying to do meditation, and I'm only on today's day 3. But I feel every day I do it, I feel like.
So what is the challenge?
Well, like, it has music, it has things with it. Every day is a mantra. Like, first of all, it's called Achieving Gratitude Through Grace. So every day it's like a different line that you repeat to yourself, and it has like a little journal where you say, it's an app.
Okay.
And it's a little thing where you can put like what people are you grateful for.
So tell people that it's an app, what the app is and stuff, because people.
Well, first of all, to be quite honest, I don't know if you can still sign up.
They have different ones. Because when I was in Alabama, they had one.
Because I had one before, but this one is called it's called Gratitude by Grace, but the app is just called Meditation. Oh, Life Class. 21-day meditation experience. But I had to sign up online, get an email, and then a link, and then all that. So I don't know if you can still get the meditations now, but it's pretty good.
Just Google Oprah, Deepak Chopra meditation challenge.
And Deepak is DEEPAK.
Yes. Plugging them. She'll be on our show.
Yeah. But that's a good thing. People are gonna archive these videos and they're gonna be like, dang.
Remember,
like it just makes me so excited because I mean, the more I speak it, the more I know it's coming to pass. So it just makes me so excited, and I try to think like, when is it going to spark? But it's already sparking.
Yes.
So
next week, y'all,
friends,
we talking about
how many of us have them friends, ones you can depend on.
Yes,
friends.
We don't know what else. That's how it's going. Friends. Talking about the dynamics. What kind of friend are you? Good friends, bad friends.
The mom. I'm the mom. I took the survey.
But
either way, we'll be back and we'll have discussion questions. Me and P going. Victoria gonna help us.
Victoria gonna give us something.
I'll text.
Yeah, she's still gonna be around. She's gonna be around. This silent killer. But we appreciate y'all today. We got started off on a rocky foot, but today's conversation was great.
It was worth it.
The YouTube link will be up as soon as the drizzle get it popping, and the YouTube link will probably only consist of the topic because we don't really care about y'all. We don't really care about keeping y'all informed about gossip. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You never know. You never know. But hey, y'all know to fast forward a little bit if y'all want to hear that.
Yeah.
So we appreciate y'all today. We hope we help somebody. We hope we said something great.
Go write something down, make a goal.
And we hope y'all have a great weekend and a safe weekend. And we'll be back on Friday talking about friends.
I'm Pierre Javon.
I'm Vicky Rose.
And I'm Touchdown LEP today.
And we're fair game.
Life's not fair, but we are. And we'll miss you, Victoria.
Oh.
Victoria.
I'm about to turn it off now.
Hey.
Go.
Oh yeah, you
Next
are.
week.
Victoria.
Stop the broadcaster.
Victoria.
You wasn't.